Welcome back to the other episode of You Feel Me. It's your boy Duffel here.
My name is DJae, aka DJ VooDoo the Poet.
I'm Jaroan. I'm Wah.
50 Shades of Dre today.
50 Shades of Dre. I still gotta get over it. I love that name. Anyways,
He's
okay,
starting
so
to-
today we have a special episode, great episode with a very special person, great person, DJae. She's gonna tell you a little bit about herself, but I just want to talk about how me and my brother met her. So we went to a VR room, virtual reality room, and it's like it's games or whatever virtual reality. If you don't know what it is, look it up. What's the place called? Free promo.
Fixation VR.
Fixation VR. Yeah,
Yes.
so check it out. It's around the Dallas area. It was super fun. So we met her there. She was, great person, great character. I don't even remember anybody else but her. That's the type of how, her personality just stood out. She was definitely great. I was, okay, I'm not going to say what I was there, but I wasn't,
I'm gonna say
completely
he was
sober.
toe up, y'all. He was toe up. It's B
Toe
like
up.
no B. So on the weekends,
Yes.
we get turned. We had the music going, vibes going, so everybody was lit. It was fun though. It was really fun.
Oh, it was
fun.
definitely fun.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun. So before we get started with our questions, I just want to have DJae give us a little, background about who she is and, whatever she wants to talk about.
Okay, cool. So my name is DJae. I am a performing spoken word artist first and foremost. That has been my passion since I was about 7 years old. Secondly, I am a business owner. I am the owner of Empowered Vegan Foods. We specialize in vegan soul food as well as cold pressed juice that helps to cleanse and detoxify the body down to the cellular level. We recently became live on Uber Eats, so that's like a huge thing, right? We're really excited. We're going to do a really big Uber Eats grand opening for that. So yeah, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. Um, 26. I'll be 27 next month. Don't really have any plans for my birthday, so y'all have any ideas? I'm not from here. I've only been here in the DFW area for about a year, so I'm excited to see what's in store here for me.
I love it. So as far as your birthday, I would say whatever you do, be drunk or high, one or two, whichever one.
Believe it or
while doing
not,
it.
I don't drink.
Really?
I do not drink. That's the
Interesting.
first thing you get to learn about me tonight. I do not drink.
Interesting. So how do you
Like,
get
at
on your
all?
level?
Huh?
Go ahead, Jerry.
I was like at all? Like,
Not at all.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
What made you
Yeah.
not do that?
I mean, I'm from the city of alcoholics. like
That make a lot of sense.
that was
Yeah.
like the thing. I started drinking at an early age, so I kind of got bored with it really quickly. I did go through a situation where I started to really abuse alcohol. Not necessarily, I wouldn't say I was an alcoholic, but I was definitely going out more and indulging in alcohol a lot more than average because I didn't want to have to confront things that I was dealing with. I just started to feel sick all the time, man. Like that was horrible. And I was like, you know what? Just one day I just stopped drinking.
I
And that was
respect
it.
it.
Definitely
And
makes
then I
sense.
became
So-
vegan and it kind of, I have no tolerance. I have tried. like I have tried. Nope, don't work.
What about recreational things?
I mean, back home, I did have a medical prescription, and that's about as much as I can say about that.
I feel it. Well,
It's
I guess
documented.
whatever you do, have fun. That's the best thing. So, I would say probably like, what I did for my birthday is I went out on the town. I don't know if you enjoyed that. Went on the town, went to different places, went to a lot of different bars. I did drink, but I mean, it was still fun, just vibing with the music and everything else. So that's definitely an option. But as far as activities, it's you can do whatever you want to do in Dallas. Paintballing. You can go to a helicopter ride.
That sounds
It's just a
dope.
lot of different stuff to do.
Yeah, see, I don't
It
really
is a lot of
know.
stuff to
Like
do.
back home, I know exactly what to do at any given time. Here I feel like kind of out of my element culturally, and it's I'm still getting used to it.
Do you have any, like, I guess, best friends that live in
No.
Dallas area or no?
No,
Really?
I don't know anyone.
Okay.
That's
That would probably
crazy.
be
wow.
hard then, I guess, if you really don't have any, like, friends here. Because, like, most of the time you like for your birthday you go out like to different bars, clubs, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
Especially
no,
like
like
for
stuff
us older
like that's
people.
cool, but
So
I expect a
yeah,
certain vibe when I go out, you know?
What made you move
yeah.
to the DFW?
My family was here already.
Oh, really?
They
Okay.
moved a couple of years ahead of me. Yeah.
That makes sense. It definitely
So
makes
now we're
sense.
all together again.
Hmm.
And then my mom left. I get here, I'm here a year, and then she left to go work in LA.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
she moving.
Oh
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, no, she's doing good
Especially
things out
LA.
there. Really good
Have you
things.
ever been to LA?
I have not. I have
That'll be
been to
probably a pretty
Vegas,
interesting trip.
though. That was pretty fun.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
Louisiana is the
I want to go
only
to LA
state
too.
in Texas outside of Texas. I mean, not in Texas, outside of Texas that I've been to. I think.
I
I
have
So
think no, I
been,
went to New Jersey once. That's it.
let's see, I've been to Georgia. I've been to like Atlanta, and I used to live in Snellville for a period of time. I've been to West Palm Beach. That was a crazy trip. Let's
Where's that
see,
at?
Florida.
Florida.
mm,
Um, let's see, I have lived in Mississippi for a period of time. I also have family there, so we go there a lot. Um, I
That
have.
sounds so foreign.
I sound
Mississippi,
foreign.
like no, I'm saying that sounds foreign. Like I don't think I know anyone from Mississippi. Like
That's
there's certain
weird.
states in Texas. There's certain states in Texas that I feel like are just like not real places. Like I've never
wait,
met someone from there.
why do you keep saying states in
Like
Texas?
like like
I
North
mean, in the United
Dakota,
States. No, I mean,
right? Like
That
North
boy
Dakota.
lost.
Is that even a
yeah, shit
real
like that.
place? I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
like fucking Ohio or some shit like that. Like I've
Like I
never met
don't know
nobody from
anyone
there.
from Ohio.
Yeah,
I'm lying. I do. I had an old coworker from Ohio, but he's the only one.
Well
I don't know
Right?
traveled.
And
anybody
he had
from
to leave
Ohio.
Ohio to be seen. Like that's
that's how
There
it
you
is.
go.
Yeah. And there's nobody in
There you
Ohio.
go.
yeah.
But to continue, so I guess the first question is the poetry.
Yes.
Um, I guess like you said, you started doing poetry at a young age. So like,
Yes.
what got you interested in poetry?
So there was this woman when I was a little girl, growing up in church. After the sermons, sometimes she would get up and recite poetry, and like I was just completely taken by this lady. I don't know, it's just she just was beautiful. Everything about her just drew me in. She was beautiful. She glowed. Like I don't know. I remember her face, but I don't remember her name. I remember asking her one day if she could teach me how to do that. I was like, can you teach me how to do that? I was about 6 or 7 years old, and she
Hmm.
was like, yeah, of course. So my mom started bringing me to her house on Saturdays. And we would talk about like rhyme scheme. We would talk about, alternate adjectives, how to use a thesaurus, like stuff like that. She actually taught me like about limerick and stanzas and different forms of poetry, things like that. And she
Mm,
actually helped me write my first poem. And from there, I just continued to write throughout the years. I did stop writing for an extended period of time, just battling with maturing emotions, depression, or whatever you want to call it. We all
mm-hmm.
grow and go through phases in life.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And then I found my inspiration again one day, and I didn't stop.
That's
that
That's
makes
what's
cool.
up.
sense.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You know, one thing that I was thinking about when you said that is like I feel like a lot of poets who say they do. Okay, I don't want to knock anybody's craft, but like poetry, like the different types of like you said stanzas and the
A B
that
C,
stuff.
yeah, like
Yeah, like
setups.
that.
Yeah,
Like I feel like I don't know. I would say some poets don't, but I feel like I guess that knowledge, that background of actually what poetry is and how to do that. I feel like that definitely would make anybody a better poet.
it does give me a bit of like an extra footing, but I'll be honest, you don't need it. Like it's
You
a
know what I mean?
natural thing. It should always be a natural thing. That's
Hmm.
how you're able to reach people. If you overthink it and you're trying to like mathematically construct it too much, you start to
Hmm.
lose the authenticity and the artist aspect of it. So a lot of things that I do, it is just completely natural and just like my weird way of thinking. But when it comes to the flow of it and also just like the wordplay, that part is like a puzzle. And that's the fun part because then I'm pulling out like my books, I'm doing research. I wrote an entire poem comparing a man to the sun. And I learned so much about the sun, like the size,
Yeah.
learning like of what a supernova was, and just like all this other stuff, just so I can be as accurate as possible, right?
Hmm.
But it still
Ah,
was fun.
That sounds interesting.
Sound
Yeah.
like
Definitely.
an intelligent rapper or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what's the point of doing something that you can't learn from,
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
right?
Well, I
Oh,
would say yeah, but
I
shit,
saw
we do
your
shit all
light
the time,
bulb. It
do
was
we?
cute.
We grow. We
He was
grow.
like,
Like we play video games all day. We ain't really learn this shit.
No, let's
I
grow,
mean, you
bro.
never know. Subconsciously, you're learning something. Whether it's
Hey,
Maybe.
geography, because they like base a lot of those places after real places in the world, and like
Hmm.
so even if it's the
Mhm.
smallest thing, motor functions, you're working on something.
Yeah,
very
yeah, I feel
true.
that.
I'm
That's
trying
very
to help
true.
y'all out as best I can. I don't
Nah,
know.
you. I'm gonna keep that excuse from now on.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
So to continue on that topic. Okay, so where your poetry is now, right?
Mhm.
So you had your show, and what was the name of the show? I.e. more promotions, i.e. plug Instagram so more people can follow you. By the
Yes.
way,
So
the
if you
Instagrams will
want
be
to
in the
follow
description.
me, okay. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at D_JAE. Don't play. I recently did a show. It was my first like major gig out here in Dallas called Art of Seduction. So yeah, over time, I went from writing about like rainbows and what I thought love looked like, and just certain emotions going through being this hormonal teenager to being a grown ass woman. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss, but
Oh
Nah,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
we respect it.
anyway,
Hey, this is
so
what we say. If our guests cuss and everything like that, then we right there with them. So we
okay,
wait
good.
on
'Cause
you.
my mouth
We
is
wait
filthy.
on you.
My poetry is filthy. My mouth is filthy. So yeah. I will be honest. I was never the sexy poet. I wasn't. That was definitely a challenge that I gave myself, and from there it kind of just kept flowing that way. I was
Mm,
definitely writing that energy for a very long time. Um, I always wrote as a coping skill. I always wrote
mhm,
as a way to like release certain feelings and emotions. So when it came down to the assignment for my very first show to write a more erotic piece, I just ran with it, and I was excited about it, planned everything out to a T, and it was a success, and that was kind of the thing that started to reach people more.
mhm.
It has its like good and bad, obviously,
Hmm.
I can
so
only imagine.
yeah, definitely. I definitely get approached kind of
Oh, them DMs
weird.
nasty.
People
Yeah.
expect me to do that one thing. People think that's all I can do is write erotic poetry. Like, nah, man, I write about a lot of things.
Hmm.
But I
Mhm,
have fun. There's nothing wrong with having a healthy relationship with sex, being able to communicate your wants and needs. And it took me a long time growing in that way to be able to portray that in my art. So that's the
mhm.
sense of pride that I have behind it. So this show was lit. I ain't gonna lie. Um, there was a moment where I had to ask for assistance from an audience member, and this person left their date. Like, they went there with someone. This person looked, well, she was gorgeous, she was beautiful, and I was like, hey, yo, any single men or women, can I get some help? And he got up hella quick, ran to the front, like he didn't give a damn about the fact that he had somebody with him. It was hilarious, right? It was hella hilarious. She was good about it, she hugged me after, told me how great I did, that she had fun and stuff. But that was
Mhm.
probably like the biggest highlight of the night. And you could
And the
see
end
all
of
of
their
that.
relationship.
Huh?
And the end of their relationship.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Cause like I posted it on Instagram, right? About like the whole scene. I recorded it, but someone
Uh,
recorded it. And he found it, hopped in the comments and was like, I had to. I was like, he left his date and it was like, I had to. It's me, the guy whose heart you stole, or something like
Oh yeah, she left.
it was
nah, that was one of them first dates. She didn't get a second one.
I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
Or he didn't get a second one.
yeah.
He
It
didn't
was
want one,
funny,
bro.
but I had a lot of fun. The props were fun. The outfit was fun. I also got to vend for my business, sold a lot of juice. We made a special juice that is formulated to increase libido, drive, and desire. So yeah, everybody was on one. They was ready to go home after.
That's
Shit,
crazy.
I
yeah,
have a
hey,
few
get some of that.
questions. Two questions. First question is, like, when they told when you got the gig, like, how long did you have to prepare for the show? Like, how long did you have to write your act, or what do you call it? What do you call it, an act?
Like my yeah, you could say an act, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
So I had about a month. I
Mhm.
so I actually found the show and I was like, yo, are y'all looking for any more artists? You know, what do you need from me? They was like, well, what do you need from us? We worked it out, signed a contract, and I had about a month to do, you know, promotions and like things of that sort and to prepare for my
Mhm.
business as well. So the thing is, the host of the show, the person that curates the show, she had already saw content on my page that she really enjoyed. Right. So she was
Mhm.
like, I want that for sure. Right. And then you can do whatever other one you want to do. Right.
Mhm.
I didn't do any nothing. I didn't do anything new for that
Okay, that
show.
was gonna be my second
Yeah.
question.
Didn't
Yeah.
do anything new. I did pieces I had memorized already. The ones that she asked for were also ones I had memorized already. Um, One of them was actually a game, right? So the guy that I had to call to the stage actually got the remote to my vibrating underwear that I was wearing while I did a poem. So he had to like mess with the button and try to make me mess up.
Mm-hmm.
so, so
That's an
yeah,
interactive
you can
show.
follow me and see that
Hell
too,
yeah.
in a way. All right, so boom, brush past that real quick. So that was something specific that she requested, right? She was like, I heard that like this was the thing, and I was like, yeah, we can do that. Okay,
Wait,
so
wait, pause. So, wait, you done that before, or she asked you to do
I
that?
have done it before. I've done it
So
before.
she knew that already.
We talked about it, yeah. Whenever we were talking about like that's my type of poetry and like performances I've done before, it came up in
Mhm.
conversation. So the very first time I did it was for a show back home in New Orleans called Sex Live. They're actually having their very last Sex Live. So they used to do Sex Live every 6 months. The very last Sex Live is in a few months, and I'm just like, bye bye. But yeah, that's the show that kind of started my erotic writing
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because it was for an assignment for that. So yeah, when she found out about that, she was like, "Yo, you gotta do that." And I was like, "All right, cool, we'll do it." You know, I don't mind.
So did you like when you asked the person to come to the stage, was it like you told them this is what we're about to do, or you were like, I have a game I want to play? Like, did you explain it before he got up or
No,
after
I
he
was
got up?
already sitting on his lap when I was explaining the rules of the game.
Oh, okay.
That boy
Yeah.
had a
Okay.
night, man.
So no,
Nigga
oh,
did
he
have a
had a
night.
great time. Trust me. As far as he had an amazing time. So yeah, like so I sat down on his lap, you know, and I explained to him and the crowd what was about to happen, you know, and I was like, are
Mhm.
you you know, are you okay with that? Because consent is important always. Anyway,
Always.
and he was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh yeah, yeah, definitely. So I gave him the remote and I said, go ahead and press it. And he's like, oh shit, I'm feeling a lot of things right now. I don't know what's happening. And yeah, we went from there. So the whole point of the game is that the poem only lasts a minute, right? But the crowd picks a number between 1 and 5. And depending on the number they pick, that's how many times I have to do this poem while they have control of the
Mm-hmm.
clicker. Yeah.
That's
That's really
interesting.
interesting.
That's
That's really
showmanship.
interesting.
That's showmanship right there.
Yeah.
So, have you seen somebody else do this before, or like
I've
you was
never seen
like,
that done before. And usually people come up to me and say that they've never seen anything like that done before.
Oh, that's hella creative.
that
Yeah.
is
That's
hella
hella creative.
creative?
So it was just an idea. And I was like, hey, let's try it. You know, I wanted to test
Mhm.
some limits, you know, and it was exciting, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
fun, you
So
know.
how often do you perform? Like, is it something that you like? Is it something that happens like once a month, like
Back home, I used to
3 or 4
perform
times a
every day.
year?
Back
Okay.
home, I used to perform every single day. There was a different show to go to every day. Mondays, there was Cafe Istanbul.
Mhm.
Tuesdays, there was the Underground Mocha Room at the Nutri-Ground, or you go to Sweet Lorraine's, which is an OG spot. Wednesdays, that was the Jazz Market.
Mhm.
Thursdays was Word Connections. Then Fridays, you either had low key or like outspoken. Saturdays, it was like sunset Saturdays and so lit Sundays, or I have that flipped around. So there was like something to do every day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say like I had burnt myself out, like working full time and performing every single night, um, when I got out here, COVID, so there wasn't anywhere for me to go and perform. I am just now starting to get back out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm learning how to balance me as an artist with me as a businesswoman and me
Mm-hmm.
as, a part-time employee elsewhere,
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard, but I think I can handle it.
It sounds like you just spent a lot of time sharpening like your pen and everything.
Pretty
Like
Yeah.
much.
working every
Pretty
night like
much.
that, like you have to be nice with it.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
pretty much.
For
I've had a
sure.
whole year to like kind of, you know, just go inward further. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's had its struggles and things like. I mean, I'm not done. I'm never done. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. I always find inspiration from something somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all real to me.
That's what's up.
That makes sense. So before my next question, I had one more question about you said like people approach you a certain way because they see your content and things like that. And we didn't had conversations before about consent and everything like that. Like I guess how do you react when dudes or women come at you in I guess a manner that's to you not respectable based off of your content because you're not your content. You're who you are.
Yes.
You
So
deserve
I have
respect
to
just like anybody
explain just
else.
that. Exactly that. I have to often explain that to people. I'm usually really polite about it. I will be honest. I am usually pretty polite about it. Um, my thing is I understood a long time ago the door I was opening,
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, by writing the way that I do. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
mentally prepare for things like that to happen. I'm usually pretty like if you catch me out in like a public where I'm performing and you see me at a show and you're like trying to shoot your shot or something, I'm just real nice about it. I don't say no, I don't say yes. I stay in character, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
performance, it's a job. People ask for my number. I usually find a sweet, like flirty way to kind of like change the subject, whatever it may be. Um, it makes dating really, really hard.
Yeah, that was gonna be
Um,
my
be-
question.
yes, it
Mm-hmm.
does. It makes dating really hard because no one takes me seriously, and that's just honest. I had a guy tell me once that, the free spirit girl isn't wifey material, and I was
Mm.
like, damn, like, what do you mean by that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because to him, a free spirit is a hoe. That's what it is. Like, if
Mm.
you a free spirit, you a hoe. That free spirit is somebody that's just fucking around doing whatever they want to do. They fucking everything. That's what he said. And I'm like, that's not what a free spirit is. Like, that's not what a free spirit is at all. So I have found myself like over explaining myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Often when I meet potential partners, I have to make sure that they're comfortable with the image that I have because I've had to go through a really huge journey becoming very body positive, and
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
also sharing that with other people, So it's not just, oh yeah, I'm online showing, my curves or like being overly sensual. No, I'm trying to help encourage others to be more confident and love themselves because it took a really long time for me to love the vessel that I'm in, so why
Mm-hmm.
not? Right. Um, that's not very easy to come by,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
People meet me and they think that I just operate completely by lust, that
Mm.
that's all I want. Like just because that's what I write, like they haven't gone back in the archives and like heard anything else of mine. All they've heard is like the sexier things because that's what people ask for. I have an
That's what.
intro
Yeah.
piece that I say before I perform, and at the end I say, sex sells, but everything else is too much to fathom. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so it's not my fault. That's what y'all been asking for. That's what you listen to. I try my best to educate you at the same time when I do it, what I do, but um, it does take a toll romantically. It
I
Mm-hmm.
definitely
have
does.
two questions based on that. First is is the erotic poetry like an empowerment or like a do you ever feel like it's empowering or more of a
Always.
overexposure of yourself?
No, I find it very empowering. I
Mm-hmm.
do. I find it because that's me expressing my feminine power, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's also me encouraging other women to step into their feminine power or to settle in, because it can go either way. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to, take it easy, be smooth, and it's also okay to speak. A lot of women find it very, um, they get really insecure about speaking about what they want, their needs, and you go around being unsatisfied because you're afraid of hurting the male ego. I stopped doing that, and that's what
Mhm.
my poetry is about mostly, if you
Mm-hmm.
really listen close enough.
Yeah.
Listen to it. Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
the second part from what you said, like you said, that's what they ask for. That's what they come for is the erotic poetry. Do you ever feel
Yeah.
like you want to branch out and do other types of your poetry, other
Oh, I
types of
do.
yourself?
They're
Oh,
not
you
gonna
also
stop
still
me.
do
Yeah,
it.
no, I
Okay.
definitely do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, they don't stop me from doing that.
Hmm.
Usually when I go out, um, I'll mix it up. Cause usually you can do 1 to 2 pieces, sometimes they'll let you do three,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
I'll mix it up. So they'll get like a sample of the different depths I can go. So um yeah, no, I would never let anybody put limits to what I can
Yeah.
do. I actually was arguing with someone about that today. That's really funny that she mentioned that.
No, because I could definitely see that. Like people just come out and expecting only that, and then get something else. And, they might complain, they might like say some bullshit or
Yeah.
whatever. But like
Mm-hmm.
you're your
Yeah.
own artist.
Yeah, no,
So
when
like
I
it's
can
what you
go out
give
and
them.
I can choose what I want to do, I mix it up. If it's an erotic, sexual, sensual show or theme setting, yeah,
Hmm.
you definitely want to stick with the energy of the night. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't someone asked me at the show, they was like, "Yo, how much time did you spend preparing and like memorizing your poems?" I was like, by the time I finished writing my poem, I already had it memorized. But I didn't really have to rehearse. I
Mm-hmm.
want things to flow organically. So when
Hmm.
I come
Mm-hmm.
in, I want to absorb the energy of the crowd. I want to, feel the environment and see like what type of thing they want to hear. Sometimes you go in and you may feel tension. And I might do a piece that's full of rage that helps people get that aggression out or like excite them in a way to where they start to feel better about their own shit. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just definitely have to like fill out your crowd.
I
I
have
like
a
that.
not really a question, but I guess a statement. When you talk about free spirited, I think a lot of guys have that mindset of like they have I guess their mindset of certain things of about women, right? So like
Yeah.
you have your conservative women, free spirited, whatever you want to say, right?
Hmm.
So I mean, I kind of understand the mindset of like not really a hoe, but like it's hard for a lot of guys because a lot of guys are insecure and they don't know it. So it's
Yeah.
hard
Facts.
for a lot of guys to come to terms with their woman being so sexually open because of their own insecurities. So, a lot of times it's more so not even about themselves. I mean, about the girl. It's about themselves. The
Yeah.
guy, or what I'm saying. So,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like that's something that is going to take a certain type of person to
Yeah.
Yeah.
accept that. You
I
know
mean,
what I
she
And
mean?
I
said
mean,
it like the male ego can be
I've had
fragile.
that,
Oh,
Facts.
for
I've
sure.
had it
Yeah.
once, and this person, we had just this amazing bond, this
Mm-hmm.
amazing love for one another, and this amazing respect for one another. We were both artists, so we had a different type of understanding for one another, and
Mm-hmm.
ultimately it was kind of exciting for him to know that like the way we felt for one another, we were so connected that we're like parts of me belonged to him that he cherished and parts of him I cherished, to the point where like if someone else wanted me, it kind of like stroked his ego a little bit because he knew that
Hmm.
like they couldn't come anywhere near me. They can desire me all you want, but he had it. At the end of the day,
Shit, I feel
he,
that way. Hell,
huh?
I definitely feel that way. It's
Like,
like when I was younger, I would say I was so insecure. But like now, when girls hit on my girlfriend, like I like that shit personally. I
because
like to
he's
see
like,
what they
yeah,
say.
like,
I like to
ooh,
see their
it gives you that
game.
sense of
Like,
pride, yo.
and I'll be like, first of all, I'll be like, you don't want her. You think you do. You might like what she look like, but you don't want to deal with that shit. You don't want to deal with motherfucking that shit. So I definitely can
He used to
understand
tell
that
people
powerful
straight up,
feeling.
"You can't handle that, son. You can't
That's
handle
how
that.
I be feeling. Yeah,
You don't
for
want them
sure.
problems."
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
No, I was gonna say like I feel like after y'all did something and he saw you writing a poem, he probably felt proud of himself. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
always. Because
yeah, I inspired
he would
that.
always, because like and vice versa. I would know when he would say certain things. So it was kind of sexy in a way. It was like we
Oh,
were
you were here
fucking
to be
each
like,
other
that's
in a
me.
room full of people.
Hmm.
right?
Mhm.
Because in a way, it's like we're in on this little
Foreplay.
game and this little secret, and we're kind of communicating and talking to each other and teasing each other
Mhm.
through our poems, through the thing that like excites us the most and that we're passionate about, and we're sharing that with one another, and no one else
Mhm.
knows. That's always the most exciting part. Like, I hear
Oh,
the
y'all were
little inside
nasty.
jokes, I hear the little hints. Oh, you heard that thing he said about almond shaped eyes and all
Yeah.
that? Oh yeah, that's me right there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh huh.
Like, oh, excited like a motherfucker. And I would do the same, you know.
Mhm.
So definitely would always know
Man,
when
probably
it's
walking
real.
around the sessions, rubbing his hands together.
Huh?
Yeah.
Said he's probably walking around the sessions, rubbing his hands together.
No, just
Yeah, that's
standing
me.
proud, tall, proud. I will
Yeah.
always have nothing but respect for that man. I swear.
Hmm.
Thanks.
We had our falling out and like, our difficulties here and there, but overall, that's someone that I see as a permanent person in my life, no matter the
Mhm.
dynamic.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great relationship though, because I feel like it takes strong people to say you respect and still, hold up this position of a person that you had a romantic relationship with, and then you stop.
Yeah.
Because most relationships end in like I fucking hate you, and that's
Oh,
it.
it did
Like I
end
don't
that
want to
way.
see
It definitely ended that way.
you.
I wrote a whole poem about it. I was pissed, yo. Like, oh yeah, I was big mad. There's a poem on my and then like it spread, and of course he knows it's about him. Like, so it's like, oh yeah, I had to work through that. I was grieving hard because that was like my love, right? That was like my love of my lifetime, and and he was like my muse. He was everything to me.
Hmm.
And I had to realize that I wasn't his,
Mhm.
and I wasn't his first love. I wasn't his first real love. I wasn't, even though I inspired him, he has had many muses before,
Hmm.
Mhm.
so it's like everything was new and exciting for me. And it was the first time I had felt so seen. I had been able to be so vulnerable, and I felt like I was loved to the best of someone's ability. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, it really hurt. It did. It hurt a
Hmm.
lot whenever things dissolved, and it it made sense. It's not that I didn't understand why. It hurt either way.
Mhm.
You know. So,
I
but
definitely can understand that.
we were
Yeah, for
blocked
sure.
for a bit. I blocked him, he blocked me. We was petty for a hot little minute. I gotta sneak and send emails and bat signals and shit to stay in touch. Oh yeah, it got real petty. It got
Yeah.
real petty.
So yeah, that's the real behind relationship endings, because that's what I would expect, like all of that.
Mhm. For sure.
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
Like, oh, you
imagining
gonna
my ex
block
getting
me? You
famous
can't
shitting on
block
me.
my email though.
Real funny.
but before moving on, I just want to touch on one thing that you said. I feel like it's very important. You were talking about body positivity,
Yes.
and I ain't gonna lie. I used to be simple minded, and I would think like if a girl posted something like that, or a guy, like, are you just posting that for like for somebody's attention, like you attention seeking, like that shit lame, like that shit sad, trashy, whatever, like you a hoe, like that's what I used to think.
Yeah.
But like I understand now, body positivity is very important because you need to love the skin you're in.
Oh
It's
yeah.
very important because
Yes.
I'm not an insecure person or anything like that, but like I got fat. Well, I would say chubby. I wasn't fat. I got chubby, and I didn't like the way I looked or anything like that. So now I understand getting back to where I want to be. Like that's very important. You need
Yeah.
to love who you are, and if you want to show that off to gain something inside yourself, 'cause fuck everybody else. Fuck what anybody
Because
else
you have
think.
to love you,
Yes,
right? You
facts.
have to
Yeah,
understand you. And for me, it's me discovering how much I love myself.
yeah.
Mhm.
I have a newfound love for my body. Not
Hmm.
that I mean, yeah, I grew up very insecure. I had self-esteem issues. I was extremely overweight, and um I I started to develop that mindset of I'll never be. So like seeing myself now, I'm still in this disbelief. If I show people old pictures of myself, they're like, that is not you. Like,
Mhm.
you ate whoever that was. Like, I don't know who that person is, right? So it's still me, understanding my body. finding myself sexy, because I never found myself sexy before. I am in
Yeah.
love
Mhm.
with myself. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with having a healthy, positive love for yourself. I also am aware that I am more than my vessel. I'm more than the body that I'm in. And with that being said, why not find a way to connect? You know, I have to find a way to connect with myself.
Mhm.
So just knowing that, watching it change. Have you ever just like stood and like watched yourself change? And actually like track it. That is the most mind-boggling thing to me, because it's happening right in front of you every day and you don't see it until you look back.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely true. Like, I
Yeah.
would say physically and I guess mentally the aspect, because like I tell my brother, and my brother talk about this all the time. Like, I'm not the person I used to be. Like, I'm not who I
Yeah.
was. Like, I didn't evolve, if that's what you want to call it. So, you funny. But anyways, like I feel like I'm not the same person. Like, I mean, like I said, I used to be simple minded and now I'm not. Like, I know a lot of different things and I understand a lot of different things. So I think that is very true. Like, we change every day, and reflecting back on it, I feel like you'd be like surprised about how much you change
Yeah.
physically and mentally, how
Mentally.
you mentally think. Yeah. But
Mhm.
for the next topic, vegan. So you have a vegan business. And congratulations on you being able to put that on Uber Eats. I don't
Thank
know
you.
how the process is like. Is that hard?
I mean, okay, so it was kind of weird. I got told no at
Uh,
first.
okay.
So I just went online and I pressed a button that said become a restaurant on our platform, and I signed up. I filled out all the paperwork, and in the midst of me like filling out everything and setting up stuff online, a rep called me and she was like, "Oh, you know what? I don't think we'll be able to put your type of restaurant like on our platform because you don't have this, you don't have that." And I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, well, it was worth a shot," because I'm definitely the type of person, if like you don't try or ask, it's a no.
Hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
either
Mhm.
I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna succeed, or I'm gonna be exactly the way I was before I tried it. Either way, I'm gonna learn something. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I randomly got a call last week from another rep, and he was just like, "Yeah, I was wondering if you would be interested in getting on our Uber Eats platform." And I'm like, "What?" I was already told no, and he was like, "What? Someone spoke to you?" So he had like no record of this call, no record of like me working with anyone. He was like, "Well, hold on, let me call back. I'm going to talk to like my supervisors, all this other stuff, see what we can do for you." Sure enough, he calls right back and he's like, "Hey, well, we're going to figure out how to do this. We're going to get it going." All right, cool. He was like, "Do you have this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you have this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, that's all you need. I don't care about anything else." And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "Okay," because I have a rare business.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
live in Arlington, Texas now. We don't have any vegan restaurants in Arlington, Texas. We barely have vegan options. Anything that's actual real vegan food, we don't have. Everything's impossible, plant based, beyond this and that. You know,
Mhm.
where I'm from, we have vegan food, greens, cabbage, beans and rice. We do gumbo still. Like, we have fried wings. Like, we have
Hmm.
all kinds of stuff. Chili. Like, I still make peach cobbler and pecan pies and all kinds of things that people really love and enjoy. It's not just imitation meat. It's
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
actual real raw food. So they were really excited about the opportunity to work with me, and I was really excited about the opportunity to grow my business as well, to actually reach into uh, another branch of clientele that I didn't have access to before.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's growth. Every time I feel like we're going down or we're standing still, something else happens, and I'm like, this is how I know that I'm going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So we will be adding a few food items to the menu. Right now, we're specializing in our juices right now, but we'll have a few food items available for the Uber Eats grand opening.
So you
That's what's
say
up.
we are you got a team already? You got a
I
partnership?
am building my team. Right
Hey.
now, we are family owned and operated. So this is my baby, this is my business, but I have an amazing family that support me and help me and are very hands on when I need
Mhm.
people, whether it's helping me make juice or helping clean or prep or helping me get supplies when I need it. They say your first year of business, you either break even, you succeed, or you fail. So I'm already prepared for any possible outcome.
Hmm.
It takes
Mm-hmm.
money to make money. I've definitely had to take a lot of losses, hungry nights, that, yo, like, I have had breakdowns because this is that important to me. Everything that
Mm-hmm.
matters to me starts with this business, and everything that I want to have in the future starts with this business. So that's why I'm that passionate about it.
Hmm.
So, do y'all have a place or a shop
We
or?
are working on a place. So we operate
Okay.
out of a commercial kitchen right now. We have a location where people come and pick up. So our restaurant will solely be operating off of Uber Eats. I was just doing all of the delivery myself, which was really
Mm-hmm.
hard because I have to be here cooking or juicing and also like there. So I could only take so many delivery appointments in a day, and it was limiting me. You
Hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
now that I'll have a whole platform taking care of the delivery part, I can focus on hiring people to help cook. I can actually hire more delivery drivers of my own if I wanted to. So this is not just an opportunity for me. This is also for an opportunity for people who may be seeking employment, interns in school, um, looking to get some hours in at some clerical hours in doing bookkeeping or social media management, promoting, marketing, sales, anyone like that. You have an opportunity to get on with a really great startup because we're growing every day, every single day.
Hmm.
And
That's
what's the
what's
name
up.
of your business?
It is called Empowered Vegan Foods, and it's the same thing on Instagram
Empowered
and Facebook.
Vegan Foods.
Empowered
Okay.
Vegan Foods.
But
Yes.
But
all the Instagrams and all that will definitely be
Everything.
down below. Y'all
Empowered
check that
Vegan
out.
Foods.
Yeah.
Empowered Vegan Foods at gmail.com, Instagram, Facebook. You can also find us on Uber Eats. Like, if you pull your phone out right now and look up Empowered Vegan Foods, you'll find it.
okay, yeah, I had searched it when you first said it, and the first one that came up was like the empowered vegan food. So I didn't know if that was actually the right one, but I
No,
think I just found
no,
you on
no.
Facebook.
It's some
Yeah,
guy in California.
like trying to take your wave. I see
He
it.
no, his thing is like the empowered vegan. He's the just
Hmm.
like the person, right? So it's a complete. His is a persona and an entity.
Hmm.
Like in that way, mine is a restaurant and a business. So
Got you.
it's legal. Try me if you want to, sir.
Copyright.
Yeah, I know
Got him.
exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
I was gonna say like between poetry, art, running your own business, working a side job, like where do you get all the time from, and like how do you keep the energy up for it? Like is it just from like your passion, or how do you
Yeah,
do it?
I run on fumes, man. So,
Hmm.
I am also very family oriented as well. So, my day starts off at 6 a.m. every day. I have a sister. She is an adult with special needs. She suffers with mild mental delay, and but she's considered high function, so she still works and things like that. So I bring her to work every morning
Hmm.
at 6 a.m. After that, gym. You know, uh after that, I'm checking emails. Like from the moment I wake up, like while I'm doing stuff, I'm checking emails, I'm getting ready to do promotions, I'm checking my schedule for the day at my part-time job. So I do a lot of things all day.
Hmm.
um I have to also make myself available for my family as well. I don't have any children. I have a dog. That's about it.
No, that
um
counts.
so I have a
Mm-hmm.
little
Definitely
more.
counts.
Huh?
No, the dog
So that
counts.
definitely counts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As a
my dog
child,
definitely
definitely
counts.
counts.
Yeah, he's in timeout right now. But yeah, so like I have a little more freedom with my time. I don't have a
Mhm.
partner, so I don't have to like dedicate a certain amount of my time to like a person. I don't have any children, so I don't have to like focus on that. Like I am really in the place where I can be selfish. I can focus on me,
Yeah.
and growing me in every way that I want to, in any way that matters to me and that gives me the peace that I'm striving for. You know. So yeah, it's hard to find time just to keep still.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I definitely get overwhelmed. Um, so it's really hard opening up emotionally because it's like you have to understand that I'm going a million miles a minute all day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
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 I can't be with someone that's super sensitive because I'm sensitive. I need somebody that can show up for me in that way. I am, because I
Mm-hmm.
have to be strong in every other aspect of my life.
Mm-hmm.
See, that
You
definitely makes
know, I
sense.
have to.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
have to put a certain amount of discipline, a certain amount of energy forward every day in every other aspect in my life. So when it comes time for me to just be me with that person that I care about, like I need to be able to be relaxed
Yeah.
and not have to worry about all that. That's my
Mm-hmm.
happy place, my peaceful place. You know.
Yeah, just talking to you now, you sound like very insightful and super disciplined. Like just you listening, like what you do in your day, from like helping your sister, your family, working out. Like, damn, I need to do more.
Facts.
I
That's
do.
what I'm
That
saying, bro.
that shit is
That's
For
a
crazy.
new
sure.
one. I added working out in because like I want to improve some things on my body. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I met a really great trainer, and we're actually working on a partnership right now with his business and mine. So it's a really beneficial relationship.
Yes, I see you always working. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
for
Facts.
sure. Networking, trying to find
Always,
something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's up.
Facts. Yep.
Fuck with it.
Definitely want to go harder.
that's how we
So
met. Then I was at work,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
and
very true.
myself.
That's very true. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is Katrina. So, I've talked to a little couple people that went through, stuff with that, but I kind of want to know about your specific situation when it came to Hurricane Katrina.
So it's kind of weird. So my family did not know about Katrina until like the day it hit.
That's
Um,
crazy.
like my mom stormed in my room, shook me awake, and said, "Anything that matters to you, pack it and meet me in the car in 10 minutes." And I was like, "Huh? What?" Like I'm just like, what? Like I was 11 at the time, so I'm just
Mm.
like, huh? She said, "Whatever. If it matters to you and you don't want to lose it and you can't live without it, pack it and meet me in the car in 10 minutes." And I'm just like, okay, like what's happening? What's happening? What's going on? Why do we have to move? Because I mean, we lived a life growing up, like so, like I didn't anything could have been happening at that point in time. Like my house has been
Yeah.
raided before by the feds, like stuff like that. Like I didn't know what was happening. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm.
was just prepared for whatever. So I was trying to pack like my teddy bear and like my awards that I won over the years and stuff like that. We get in the car, come to find out it's a hurricane. To me, I'm like, you did all that for a hurricane? Like, really? Because we had been through many hurricanes before. We just would always ride them out. We had never evacuated before. Like, we would sit
Mm-hmm.
at home
Mm.
with backup batteries, flashlights, put a mattress in the hallway. We got flotation devices. We have candles. We got potty meat and fucking meat and bread and Vienna sausages. Like, we thugging it out till the hurricane passed. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, we get on the road. We really didn't have anywhere to go. We really didn't have any resources. But as a child, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I do not know to this day how my mom made it with us going through that. And I haven't given her flowers for that
Mm-hmm.
yet. Now that I think about it. But we ended up at a hotel first. Um, it was just me and my mom mostly at first because my brother and my sister's father took them with him. He was already living out here in Texas, in Houston at the time, I think. So he
Mm.
had took them. Me and my mom were in a hotel for a bit, but we ran out of money for the hotel. We ended up in the Astrodome after that. So that was really crazy, right? As a kid, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I thought
Mm.
it was the coolest thing in the world. There was this table up front, and there was a giant garage open behind it, and like we would go to the table and ask for what we needed, right? So, oh, I need some clothes, I need a toothbrush, I need some shoes, some socks. You got soap? You have any towels? So like we decided to make the shit a game, right? We're like, yo, you got some roller skates back there? You got a bike back there? Yo, you got some boxing gloves? I bet you ain't got no boxing gloves back there. Hey, yo, what you got back there? So we just started asking for all kind of stuff, and they kept coming back with it. Like they
Oh
came, I got
wow.
a skateboard, like I got all kind of stuff, right? I was just excited about the stuff. Right. So that just
Hmm.
speaks to like the innocence of like a child, like what it
Yeah.
looked like to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
For
We
sure.
had to sleep on cots. My family was afraid of like people kidnapping us or like their children getting molested or raped because that shit started happening. Like, you know, we had granola bars, canned water, and cold ass Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I hate Chick-fil-A to this day. Like that is the most saltiest, driest, nastiest ass chicken to me. I do not like because of Katrina. I have not eaten Chick-fil-A since. I swear to God, I do not like it. I'm about to like
I'm a little hurt.
yo, fuck Chick-fil-A. I don't care who
For
hates
sure.
it. Like I don't.
Shit. Well, fuck 'em
People
then.
go hard behind it. Like I appreciate it. I'm grateful Chick-fil-A. Like y'all looked out for us. Like nobody else would have fed us. The food was free. We get it. But like y'all could have did better than that. Like that shit was nasty. Um, let's see. We were looking for family members. Like, so there was like a list where if your family member happened to show up, they would call you over an intercom and you would be reunited with your family. I remember for weeks we had been looking for my cousin. Um, she didn't get out on time. We actually called her minutes before we lost communications, like with the phones, and we could hear the door caving in and the water rushing into her house and her just screaming and begging for help.
Oh
That was
wow.
terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know for weeks if she was alive or dead. Um, until they said her name. They said my mom's name. They were like party of whatever, and we forgot like what the shit meant, right? Because we had signed it when we first got there, you know. So they were like party of such and such. So we go to the front and we see her, and it was just like,
Oh man.
Oh
yo,
wow.
this whole thing. Um, it started to get really rough, a lot rough. People started fighting. There were celebrities here and there that came out. I remember meeting Jada Pinkett Smith came. She was really nice.
Hmm.
Um, Bill Cosby was a dick. Uh,
Yeah. No.
yo,
No.
he
Yeah.
was a dick. Son, yo,
Mm.
he was. Son, Bill Cosby was a like he was like he came in just to be seen there.
Yeah. That's a
So
nasty
like
nigga.
he came in to like get all his pictures and shit, and people was like trying to talk to him, shake his hand, like ask him questions and shit, and he was like, "Get away from me, get off me." Like he was being weird. Jada Pinkett Smith, like my little cousin named Jada too, so she ran up to her and jumped into this lady's arms, and she called her. She's like, "My name Jada too." Like, so she was like dope. She walked around holding my cousin the whole time. Like we were just talking. Like she sat with us for a bit. You know, it was really nice. Who else came? T.O. came. T.O. came. He was
Oh
nice.
yeah.
You know, he likes, you know, smiled, shook some hands, you know, people crowded him and stuff. But next thing you know, people sneaking in guns, people stealing people's stuff, people fighting, they hoarding food. Now we running out of food and stuff. So we ended up getting an apartment from FEMA. Roach infested, holes in the walls, just toe down apartment. And my mom's like, we're not staying here. So we ended up in another hotel. One of our old church members, he ended up buying a bunch of rooms and was telling people, yo, if you come out this way, you know, we have extra rooms, you know. So we were good there for a minute. My mom got the call that our house was okay. So we went home. We was like, son, we
Yeah.
done with this. Like we were just bouncing around too much. Um, I remember afterwards, my entire family had to come live with us because
Mm-hmm.
all of my grandmother, my aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff, everyone lived in New Orleans. We still lived like outside of New Orleans that didn't get affected as badly. Um,
Mm.
Hmm.
so we had a FEMA trailer in the yard that all the children slept in, and all of the adults were pretty much in the house. Um, that was nauseating. Like there were
I
at
bet.
least 30 people in. our house, you know? We had a little
Mhm.
3-bedroom house, you know, and I had to like share all of my stuff. My cousins are annoying. I already don't like them that much. Like, yo, it was a headache. It was a big headache. I remember I had to have tonsil surgery in between that.
Damn.
Um, so like, yeah, it was just a lot going on around that time. Um, Recovery was the biggest thing. We went looting after. Oh yeah, that was fun. That was real fun. Uh,
Just shut yourself, man.
Hey, cut
That
that.
shit funny.
Hey,
We went.
cut that out.
yeah, man, there's like a statute of limitations on that shit. That shit happened over a decade ago. If they come after me for some shit they can't remember, they can sit down somewhere. Anyway,
That's theirs now.
no, I mean, we only stole from people we knew.
Oh no, you good? Yeah, no,
Okay,
no,
that
Jagger,
makes a lot
Jagger,
better.
Jagger, no, that adds up. She good. She can return it. They know.
Nah,
That shit is
like that shit was
hilarious.
lit. It was lit, yo. Like I've never. That shit was so fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like we was just like going apartment to apartment back home. Like, oh, I found a Jumanji game. You know, got me some fresh sneakers. You know, I got a house phone. Like I started picking up just weird shit,
What
whatever
you
my
doing
little
with a
arms
house
could carry.
phone?
It was no, it was a cool one. Okay, it was like one of the first like digital touch screen like house
Oh, okay, I know
phones.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it was appropriate for the time. Shut up.
No, okay, I
Okay.
would have took it too. I understand. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, nah, I got like some like Dance Revolution game. Like, I got all kind of weird stuff. Like, we got all kind of stuff, clothes and shit. Um,
Sound like a
we
lick of
went
shit.
because we were checking on like family members' places, and then like we kind of ended up just like taking stuff. But he's like, right? Yeah, nah, it was cool. We had to rebuild our church, right? So I can like die saying that I helped build a church, like,
Made up for all the looting.
That's crazy.
huh?
Yeah. That's how you
Right?
repent,
An
right?
eye
Yeah.
Had to
for
get
an
right with God
eye,
real
my
quick.
G. An eye for an eye. That is how that works. You
God,
That is
ask
knocked it
for
off your
hilarious.
list.
forgiveness
Oh my
later.
god.
Ask
It's
for
all right.
forgiveness later,
Sins
not
I
forgiven.
feel
permission.
it. I feel it.
But nah, Katrina was like, for as a child, it really didn't phase me that much, right?
Hmm.
I
Mhm.
felt the worry and the stress of my family, my mom, my aunts and stuff. Like I was always a very empathetic child. Like I could always like sense people's stress and their frustration or emotions and stuff. So that was an
Mhm.
overload for me. Um it was also really hard for me because I've always been the very maternal one in my family.
Mhm.
So all of like my little cousins and stuff, I was always really I was responsible for like babysitting whenever they had stuff to do. So you're talking like 10 kids that I'm like looking after at a time, you know, while my family is trying to find money, chasing FEMA, finding food other than like the old stuff that's left in the back, you know, like it was hard. I couldn't imagine being an adult like during that
Hmm.
time,
Mhm.
you know, like I to this day I don't know what I would do if a hurricane hit. Like I don't like that. I don't know what I would do. And it's like the
Mhm.
fear that came after is what was really horrible because every like we had another hurricane right after that called Rita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was it
Mhm.
was like we gone, we out. Nope. Like and it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't Rita wasn't bad at
Mhm.
all. But we left. Then like after that we had like Isidore, Gustav, and like all these other little hurricanes, and we left every single time because Katrina traumatized people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. Like I wouldn't have thought about that. Like the ones after that.
Yeah, like
That's
we went
crazy.
from being like, oh yeah, let's have hurricane parties, right?
Yeah.
Like we didn't give a fuck about hurricanes. Like we would pile up at somebody's house. We got liquor, we got spades, like we got candles and shit. Everybody bring in lunch and meat and bread and like whatever non-perishables and stuff we could find. Like we that's how we used to do it, you know. But
Mhm.
like after Katrina, like people like life was real to a lot of people after that,
Yeah.
Hmm.
you
Do you
know.
think that's where you got your discipline and your ability to work hard? Like after going through that, made you strive for more? Or?
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think my discipline came from growing up with a special needs sister.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
had
makes
to
sense.
learn to be patient and understanding at a very, very young age.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I matured very quickly as well. I've always been this very responsible adult. Also growing up with a single mother, kind of having to step up in ways that like a normal child probably wouldn't have, whether it be emotionally or just being more accountable in certain ways to take things off my mom's plate.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I get my discipline from.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So um, what else? What else was there? Okay, so moving on. I don't really have any more questions, but does anybody else have any questions?
Anything you would tell to like a young creative wanting to get into their own art, like poetry, whether it's poetry, rapping, drawing, anything that counts as like an art.
There's no such thing as a right way to do it,
I like that.
right? A lot of people, not that skill and technique and all this stuff it isn't important, because it is. It is definitely important, but don't focus so much on the skill and the technique of it. Have fun. you know Actually let it come from you. you know
Mm-hmm.
um as a young artist, I got so caught up in trying to draw the way that they were trying to teach me how to draw. When I didn't
Mm-hmm.
do it to their standard, I thought I couldn't draw, you know and that's not true. Everyone has their own thumbprint. Everyone has their own style. Everybody has their own way. And I know many artists like that. People tell them, oh, you can't sing, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, I just do it a different way. You have to find what fits for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's some
Yeah,
wise ass shit.
Yeah, insightful, man.
Yeah, for real. Cause
For sure.
damn, I ain't think
that's
that could be applied in a lot of
probably a
aspects of life
regret of
too.
Yeah,
mine.
I mean that works for coding and pretty
Yeah.
much all that.
Yeah.
That's exactly where my mom went,
Yeah.
Keandre.
Yeah,
That's
that's
exactly where my
probably
mom
like
went.
a regret of mine, is like sharing things with people and then like taking their opinion of, oh yeah, this isn't good, and then telling myself I wasn't good at it
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. Damn, that's some wild
because it
shit.
wasn't what someone else expected. No, you're not my audience.
Yeah,
Damn.
Someone's gonna like it.
yeah,
Yeah,
My mama like it.
that's all
facts,
that matter, really.
Especially that, actually.
facts.
That's funny. My mama like it.
My mama like it.
And then last for me, Wall made a beat, and so we're gonna need you to do the 5 fingers of death.
Oh
So if you
god.
got like a quick, no, I'm playing with you. We don't have to do heavy lines.
I was like, what the
Hey,
hell? But yeah, nah. I really like meeting everyone, man.
thank you,
Y'all,
thank
Yeah,
you for your
man.
time.
where do you stay?
Oh, we're both. Well, me and Wall both in Houston.
Oh, okay. Well, if
Yeah,
y'all ever take a trip out here to see those two, y'all come slide on me at the arcade. Get
Bet,
gotta
some
for
pull up to the
sure.
zombies.
arcade.
Yeah,
Huh?
for sure.
Gotta pull up to that or a show.
If I'm still there, because if things go the way that it's supposed to go, I'm sorry, but
Hey, let's hope for the best then. Let's hope for the best that you're not still there, and then
right,
Yeah, for sure.
right.
you can
We can
go
come
as
get
a
some vegan
guest.
food.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
appreciate like the owners of the company. They're really supportive and really encouraging and understanding. Like they're great people. They really
Mhm.
are.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
seem cool just based off when you were talking about them. But
Ooh.
to close, we always have our guests hit us with the you feel me, so you can hit me with the you feel me.
You feel me?
Now you gotta do it like this though. You feel me?
I gotta
Nah,
do
throw,
all the. I
yeah,
gotta
throw
do
the
all
shoulders
the.
into it.
You feel me?
Right, all
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extra, extra. I
Got
like.
to.